Good day. Just need to adjust the crosshairs. Now we're in business.
G'day everyone, this is NIVIRO 101 here, and today we're gonna be talking about crosshair placement. TF2 is a first-person shooter, and what would an FPS be without any way to aim? Your crosshair is your tool to achieve this, but like many other tools, there are ways to use it properly and ways to completely mess things up. To get things started, let's talk about the most rookie mistake you can have when it comes to crosshair placement, and that is aiming at the ground. This is a bad habit made by beginners that stems from you subconsciously pointing your head towards the ground and using your eyes to look forward. In shooters, you want to get rid of this habit since pointing your head towards the ground translates to you having your crosshair on the ground and not near the enemy. Keep your crosshair at head level to be better prepared for a sudden engagement, as you will need to do many vertical adjustments to your aim. Now, the vertical aspect is the easy part of crosshair positioning. Let's talk about all the ways to affect your horizontal aim. Moving around corners is a bit iffy. Do note that when I talk about corners, I mean just any kind of area where an enemy can pop out from. This could be, for example, a slope, like the one here on process. You have to keep your crosshair in the best position to be able to react as soon as possible. There are two ways of walking around corners with your crosshair, which I personally like to call close aim and wallhack aim. Close aim involves you thinking about the area that comes directly after you walk around the corner. With close aiming, you are focused on turning your aim together with the corner to check common enemy spots. If you find an enemy while scanning these spots, then your crosshair should be close to them, ready to fight back. This type of aiming is a bit on the slow end, however. It's great when you don't know where the enemies are yet. Wallhack aim is pretty much the opposite. Instead of turning together with the corner, you pre-aim through the corner as if you'd be wall hacking. If you then walk past the corner, then your crosshair should be on the spot you chose to aim at with almost no mouse movement. This allows you to react fast to the threat on the other side of the corner. Unlike close aim, you'll be trying to prepare yourself to one, maybe two spots at best. This means that you'll generally want to use wallhack aim if you know where an enemy is at, either by callouts, having good game sense, or simply having seen the enemy beforehand. There's also a more defensive way of using corners. It's very common that you'll be waiting around the corner for the enemy to peek into your sightline. If you want to watch this corner, then you might have the idea to aim directly at the corner itself. This is a bad idea. It's more preferred to aim slightly ahead of the corner in the direction that people will commonly be walking towards. This is because we are humans and not machines. All of us have to deal with a reaction time. Aiming directly at the corner is only viable if you can shoot literally the nanosecond an enemy is visible. We can't do this, so it's best to aim ahead to compensate for this delay. The amount that you have to aim ahead varies from player to player, so try to find your own sweet spot. Some people might also want to aim at the wall instead, to hide their dot. You can do this if you want people to push into you, but you have to be aware that aiming at them will become a lot harder. It's best used sparingly if you know you can get the time to put your crosshair back on the target. Crosshair positioning isn't just about your crosshair though, it also involves what you can see. Generally speaking, you want to be aiming into a pretty open area so that you can freely see where enemies are going. This is useful for knowing where and who to aim at, knowing when to shoot, and to still have some sort of vision for self-defense while scoped. You probably already know that on some maps there are a couple of holes and cracks to shoot through. Clearly, these offer very little visibility, so you want to find a way around this limitation so that you can abuse their sneakiness. First of all, if the crack is close to you, then the best way of using it is to stand as close as possible to it. When doing this, you'll have seemingly no downside for using it, while still being sneaky. There are also some cracks though, where you can't really get close to them. I'm going to be taking this spot on the A point of Gravel Pit as an example. This is a pretty good spot to get a cheeky kill on the people who are capping, as you can see the enemies from beforehand through the bulletproof glass. If someone decides to come from the side, then you can back off around the other corners. Even if there's very little room to shoot, which normally would be a bad thing, this spot manages to still be good, because you are taking care of an important target, you can tell when to shoot, and you have a way to react to close range encounters. Finally, I quickly want to say that just because crosshair placement is important, that doesn't mean it has to be perfect all the time. If you just want to take a quick glance at something like a flank route, for example, before moving forward, then there's no need to have perfect crosshair placement. Also, don't focus too much on your crosshair to the point in which you forget to look at other possible angles enemies might be coming from. Anyways, that is all I have to say about crosshair placement. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.